Check, check, check. Check, check, check. I think it's working. I think it's working. Nice. Where is it? There it is. Happy Tuesday Night Live, everybody. Slightly belated edition. What's up, April? Good to see you. How's everybody doing this evening? It's nice to be here. I love hearing this music. What is everybody up to? What are you guys thinking? What are you feeling? What's been going on in your worlds? I'm looking at this on Facebook and it's doing live words. Is that just on my, are you guys seeing that too, or is it just on mine? Is it because it's muted? No, it's giving like live subtitles. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. That was the biggest word I knew from when I was a kid. Damn, it knows how to spell it. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Yeah, April, when I'm looking at it on my phone, it's showing like subtitles. So good to see you all this evening. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for dropping in. Seth Monk coming at you live from Woodland Hills, California. I have some very exciting things to drop in about. I was just at Lake Como. I was in Lake Como this weekend at a Network Spinal seminar with Donnie Epstein. Donnie Epstein created this thing called Network Spinal. It's like a growth out of chiropractics. Donnie Epstein is actually Tony Robbins' personal body worker. He's the guy that Tony has travel around with him, and he kind of charges up Tony before Tony goes and serves, 100,000 people. And so I was at this really small, like 50 people seminar with him for like 4 days. And it was incredible. The main kind of message within all of that, actually, it was kind of Buddhist in a sense. And it was about how you are not what you think you are. That we are all this field of energy. That we are choosing, we are deciding what we connect to. We are imagine like when I was a kid, I was like sitting in front of like Legos, and you could take the Legos you want and you could build a thing, and then you could say, there's a car here. What we don't realize is that, after a while, we just think that car is all there is, right? This thing is now here, and this is what's here. Seth is just Seth. But at any point, one could deconstruct those Legos and build a whole new thing with different pieces. There is just this field of information, of energy, unlimited energy that is around us, within us, that we are. And as we focus on a limited perception of that and a limited view of that, we create these identities, these emotional patterns, thought patterns, feeling patterns. And these identities, they inform our experience and everything that we do and how we react and relate and our decisions. What this weekend for me was about was creating these different spaces that help to release some of that old information and also bring in new information to help build a new Seth, a new version. But even beyond that, opening up these channels that there's not even really anything new to build with. That Seth has almost become this cloud, this cloud of information that's moving through. That there's nothing for Seth to do except kind of surrender into that. One of the things they were saying this weekend is that words aren't the point. Words don't really carry the message as much as the energy. So I was thinking that we would kind of just get into the energy. The energy is effortless. The energy is already here waiting for us. I first want to open this up that if anybody in the comments feels to ask any questions, I could field some of these questions from this new understanding. And if not, I can also kind of just dive us right into a practice as we got started a little late anyway. Um, and yeah, for those of you that want, you can already just start getting into state a little bit. So we can start relaxing, opening up. We can start connecting to the space around us. Again, it's your last chance. If you have any questions or anything you want me to cover, you can write it in the Facebook comments. But what I want to ask you as a question April's saying she's going to spend the night and go to Thanksgiving with her dad, who she's only seen once a couple weeks ago in the past year, and it's really healing for her. It's really beautiful, April. I'm really happy to hear that. You know, it's interesting. As someone who's kind of sitting up here as a teacher or a healer or a guide, words around healing family stuff. So April's saying she wants some words around healing family stuff. There's nothing to heal. Where's the wound that needs to be healed? You know, the healing comes from deciding a new reality. April, my question for you would be, what would it be like if that was already healed? What if exactly? What if that love was already reactivated within your family? What if that connection has been reestablished? What if there is nothing to heal? What if the healing's already done? And now it's just the old stories slowly breaking apart, coming to the surface to be released. What if everything was already okay? And this is for all of you watching, all of you who are still waiting for that thing, trying to get a thing, wanting a thing to work. She says, thank you. It's already healed. Exactly. When I was getting a session today, my network doctor was saying, you know, if you show up as a healer, that might then force other people to show up as wounded. If you show up as a teacher, it requires the other people to show up as not knowing. That sometimes by us playing these roles, it actually forces parts of other people to come up. And he said, so what if everybody was already healed? What if humanity had awoken? What if people are healed? Then what? Then how would you show up? What is there to do? Rest, enjoy, be with, hold the vibration of the result that we want. So, for you at home, for all of you, what if the thing that you've been striving for, what if it's already there? What would it be like if you already had it? If the path you're on is already leading you there, there's nothing you could even do about it. You couldn't sabotage it even if you tried. What if you had the money, had the relationship, were connected to purpose? What if other people were all healed, whole, and complete? The earth was clean and balanced. Then what? What would that do for you? And it opens up on a vibrational level the solution. And it allows us to reside within and exist within the solution as a a guide or a teacher or healer. What I would wish for other people is that they feel happy. They feel in love with life. They feel like they're in joy. So if that's my wish for humanity and that's my wish for the world, then I need to be doing that and I need to be an example of that. And anytime I get caught up myself in this if then mentality, when then, when I do the thing then, when this thing happens then, when it's this in the future, in the future, in the future sort of dynamic, and I'm always waiting and I'm always striving and doing and exhausting myself to get somewhere, um, it's endless. And now, me as somebody who says the world needs healing is just living in the cycle of exhaustion. Whereas my job is to become the thing that I also wish to encourage other people to become. If I'm not that thing first, then where am I guiding people towards? It brings so much more to be an example of, to provide that, I wouldn't use the term role model, but I would say to show up as the thing, to embody the thing myself, to embody the thing ourselves. And as we embody the thing ourselves, then we give people a very clear and direct path towards it because they see it in us. So a lot of us have this kind of if then mentality, and we're attempting to support and change and save the world, but we're not actually ourselves in a place where we're feeling good. And so what are we doing? It's just this endless thing. Cody says, of my meditative walk, I saw six arms coming from my back holding six elements, and each arm placed those elements in my chest. What does this mean? Cody, it means that you have really cool walks. What do you think it means? What it reminds me of is, whether it's these Hindu or some Buddhist deities that have many arms, they're holding different objects and things. And sounds like you almost got a little bit of some codes in there, right? Some energetic upgrades. But exactly what that means, I couldn't tell you. But it sounds awesome. Sounds fun. So my question for all of you this evening is as I mentioned, so what if the thing is already happening? What if it's already happened? What if you already are what you're striving for? What if? This is the biggest question I'm going to ask you tonight. So maybe you could even write this one down somewhere. What if it was effortless? What if it was effortless? What if there was no striving? What if there was no hard work? What if the thing happened on its own? What if the hard work is what's getting in the way of the things happening? What if there was no opponents? Nothing or no one blocking you? Nothing to fight against? What if it was all right here, energetically, vibrationally, ready for you to decide, to choose differently? Vicky said that would be awesome. What would it feel like? And it's not that it would be awesome, it is awesome. It is awesome. A story. Yesterday morning, I woke up in Italy. I had on my phone these bus routes. I had to take this bus to this train station, then take this train to this train station, then this train to this thing, then the subway to the airport. I was leaving my hotel at 7 a.m. in Lake Como. My flight was at 11:20. I had all these steps. I don't speak Italian. Walked out of my hotel with my instructions, went to the bus stop, saw the bus, got on it. As I was on the bus, I looked up and I noticed the number on the bus was different than the number on my phone. I asked the bus driver, and he was not, didn't speak English, but was like, oh, kind of like, no, like, that's not where we're going. And I was like, but do we go to the station? He's like, you're like, yeah, yeah, we go to the station. I'm like, okay. So, we go end of the line. I get off at the station. There's four tracks, train tracks there. I don't know where any of these tracks are going or where I'm supposed to go. I look around, everything's automated. There's a single guy, a janitor, this Indian guy, and I go up to him and I was like, "Hey, do you speak English?" He's like, "Oh yeah, a little." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm looking for this train to Sapporo or something." And he was like, "Oh, like you're at the wrong train station." I was like, "Great." He's like, "Well, don't worry. Yeah, you take this train and you'll go here, and then from there you'll go to this place, and then you can go to just get on track one, take that train. It'll take you to the next place, track one again, and then it'll take you to the airport." This airport I was looking for, it was called like Mal. It's like I forget the name of it. The airport. It's like Mala. I want to make the story accurate, so let me say, hold on. Airport in Milan. I was in Milan. It was called like Malpensa. So I was like, I'm trying to go to Malpensa. He's like, yeah, this is the way to Malpensa. I was like, okay, cool. So buy my ticket. Train pulls in. Get on the train. The train goes. After like 30 minutes, the guy comes by, takes my ticket, and he's like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "Malpensa Airport." And he's like, "Malpensa Airport." And I was like, "Yeah, this said I was going to go to Central." And then here he's like, "Oh, like you're on the wrong train." And I was just like, "Fuck," you know. And time is ticking. And he's like, "Well, you could take, this to." He's like, "Yeah, this goes to Giovanni something." And then he's like, "But from Giovanni something, you could take the train to Centro, and then from Central you can get to Malpensa." And I was just like, "Oh my gosh!" I was like, "Well, like what time will I get there?" And he's like, "Oh, like to do like 10:30." I was like, "My flight's at like 11:20. Like I don't think that's gonna work." But I was like, "All right, thank you." And then I took out my phone and I said, "All right, I'm going to do an early like an online check-in." was like, well, if I check in on my phone, then at least like I've checked in, so they can't say you're too late. So at least like they have me in the roster as like checking in. So I picked up my phone to check in, and then like checked in, and then did like the print your ticket thing, and it came up my phone. I screenshotted it, and then I looked at the phone, and it said flight to let's go to London Heathrow, and it said leaving from airport Linate, and I was like Linate, and then I realized I'm not even going to Malpensa Airport. I'm supposed to be going to Linate Airport. So here I am on the wrong bus to the wrong station on the wrong train, and I was actually aiming for the wrong airport. And now I have, like an hour and a half, just like, what the fuck, don't speak the language. Like, I was like, all right, like, I don't know why this is happening, but it's happening. And I was like, well, where's Linate Airport? And then I checked my phone, and Linate Airport was like right where the train that I was on was going to. And so I was actually on the right bus to the right station to the right train to go to Linate, even though I thought that I was trying to get to Malpensa. The universe brought me to the right place, even though in my head I thought it was wrong. And only once I realized that I was supposed to be going to a different place did everything that happened today made sense, and I was actually going the right way. And I just think that's an important freaking story and an important life lesson. And it was just this moment where I just kind of laughed, and I was like, who's in control here? And talk about getting out of your own way. It's like I literally was brought to the exact place I needed to go, even though I didn't know that I was trying to go there. So there's something bigger at work, and there's something bigger that can be our ally and a part of us if we're opening up to receive it, if we allow ourselves to be a part of this bigger system, and it'll start organizing itself. Our job is also to say yes and to listen. Robin says it happens all the time, even in the smallest ways. I actually wrote in my journal at one point during the weekend. I said, anxiety is actually, get this word for word. Anxiety comes from thinking there is any control to be had. Anxiety comes from thinking there is any control to be had. How cool is that? Anxiety comes from thinking there's any control to be had. Once we realize that we're actually not in control, there's nothing to be anxious about. Anxiety just feels like there's something to do. I invite you all to close your eyes, to get into a position that feels comfortable. Meditative can be sitting, it can be laying down. So let's just get into a state that feels good. And I'm going to have you close your eyes. Maureen said she had similar experiences, and they are her reminders that she's not truly in control. To slow down and sometimes let go. There's nothing to even let go of. There's nothing that we're holding, and there's nothing we can let go of. There's only this moment, and there's only what we are focusing on in this moment. So as we lay down with our eyes closed, we tune into this moment. Anywhere you look inside of yourself, you are just going to find yourself. All of your thoughts, all of your feelings, hmm, your stories, your perceptions, it's all just you. No escaping it. Sickness can never know health. Red can never know blue. Day can never know night. Anger can never know love. The self can never know non self. Stress can never know peace. They are all quantum leaps. They are all a shift into a different vibration. Focusing on sickness does not make you healthy. Focusing on health makes you healthy. Focusing on your stress, your fear, your anxiety does not make you feel well. Focusing on wellness makes you feel well. Feeling the space, the cloud of space around us. And just feeling like a glowing ball of light on top of your head, a glowing ball of energy. And as you're breathing, just allowing this light, this energy to go down your spine, like a column of light through your body. Breathing. It feels good to breathe. Hmm. What if we were already healed and what we experience are just old programs finishing course, running their course, finishing up? What if you were already abundant and you already had the money you needed? And there's simply things lining up in the background to deliver it to you in a physical way. What if you were already in the relationship of your dreams? Even if you're currently technically single, what if that person is simply on their way to you, completing all of the lessons that they need to be able to meet you where you're at? Or if you're already with somebody, there's simply conditions flowing to again remove old stories and allow you to be together in deeper and deeper ways. What if your sense of purpose, your life's work, was already happening? Maybe for mothers, it's to bring beautiful new beings of light into this world. Maybe it's as simple as bringing more joy to your workplace, making people around you smile. Who knows what ripple effects we have energetically, our good deeds, people that we love and help, how they'll impact other people, things that help ourselves, people that we know, but then also things that help people we'll never even meet. What if our feelings and perceptions were not always accurate? What if there was things happening way beyond and outside of our understanding and control? What if all that we ever had to do was tune in to the vibration that we wish to create, that we wish to ground here? Breathing, allowing ourselves to arrive in effortlessness. What if it was effortless? All of it. Hmm. What if all good things were on their way to you? In business, finances, and relationships, and love and health. Opening up the energetic pathways is so simple. Completely changing your life without doing anything. Listening, trusting, allowing what's there, being open to something bigger than we know, bigger than we believe. Allowing the unreasonable, the extraordinary, the miraculous, the magical, the impossible. That which is beyond our conditioning. Hmm. Taking some deep breaths. And when you're ready, you can come back. You can open your eyes and let me know in the messages and the comments what came up for you, what that experience was for you. And if nothing came up or you're still in it, that's fine too. Tessa says releasing from the stomach. April says she can feel all the love, abundance, and health that already is. No what ifs needed. It's there. It's there. Thank you for the reminder. She feel amazing and relaxed. Good. And I really just want to reflect this back to you guys, how easy, you know, how easy is this? There's nothing to do. It's not this hard work. It's not plant medicines and courses and books and therapists. All that stuff has its place. And of course, there's a lot of information there. And also, it's right here. And it's in each moment just deciding where we place the focus, where we place the energy, where we place the intention. What if there's no such thing as emotional healing? What if we're either placing our focus and energy on pain, or we're focusing and placing our energy on pleasure? What if we're placing it on sadness, or placing it on love? What if there's nothing actually there except what we decide is there? As much as these sound like far out spiritual principles, the recent, maybe not this year, but in the last few years, Nobel Prize winners won the Nobel Prize in physics by proving scientifically that material does not exist, that there is no such thing as a localized reality, that reality is completely subjective and misperceived. Science is moving closer and closer to what we would also call spirituality or spiritual truths. If there's no local reality, if reality is being created by us, it means a lot. Robin says, feeling peaceful with her dog laying beside her, thinking how dogs don't worry about anything. Oh, the dog loves listening to me. I love that. What's up, dog? Literally. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me this Tuesday night. Hope you had a great little experience there. What's up, dog? Peace out. Mahalo. Tuesday Night Live.